Hey guys, how's it going? Deansy Boy here, and today I'm going to be telling you my top 5 favourite away trips as a Barrytown United supporter. The reason why I'm doing this video is just purely for fun, and you know what, I just look back over the years, not just with the vlogs, but all the away trips I've done with Barrytown, and just tell you my top 5 favourite away trips ever as a fan. So today I'm going to be telling you my top 5 favourite away trips and give you the backstory of why they're my favourite, why do they have a special place in my heart, and what's the reason behind those favourite trips. Also, if you've got a favourite away trip and you'd like to tell me, leave a comment below and tell us all about them. Without further ado, let's get on to it. These are my top 5 away matches as a Barrytown supporter. Let's go. Starting off at number 5, it's none other than the festival game that happened on the 20th of December 2019, and that was against Aberystwyth, and we won 1-0. The reason why that game is in the top 5 is because on the way there it was a very festival coach. Leon told us it was fancy dress, a majority of the supporters dressed up as elves. I mean, Daley Chapman dressed up as a Santa Claus. We managed to get Anthony and Jake managed to get a 3-foot, 2.5, 3-foot Christmas tree, and we took it all the way up to Aberystwyth, and we managed to go to one or two of the pubs. One of those pubs that we took over,
look at the state of him.
We created such a buzz and such an atmosphere that the guy who was working behind the bar, and I think he was working solo because this is what I remember, he decided, do you know what, I'm going to come with you guys. Now, take that as you will, but it was just funny the fact that the guy who was supposed to be running the bar just decided, you know what, sod the owners and everything, I'm going to come with you, I'm going to come to this game. And yeah, he just left the pub on its own and he came to the game. The match itself, I can't remember how memorable it was because... Am I pissed?
Yes, you are severely intoxicated.
Anything that happened off the pitch just basically overshadowed the game itself, even though we won 1-0. There was, you know, all of us in fancy dress, especially Steve Davis, dressed as Spider-Man. Oh, I could just picture it now.
Yeah.
Is that all you got? He's dressed as Spider-Man.
Yeah, oh god, and you know what, all Santa hats on and festive, and then next you know, the lights go out. I think we were winning 1-0, and the lights went out, and we were in total darkness, and the only thing that was shining that day, well, I say that day, that night, because it was in pitch black, it was in the evening kickoff, the only thing that was standing out was these flashing party rings that Leon supplied us with, and we had them all on, and we were just there in the stands, waving these flashy rings all about the stand. And I'm just glad that we won that night because it just all seemed to fall into place. It was just full on party atmosphere, especially coming back to Barry, where I think I managed to get home about 3:30 in the morning. But yeah, that's a away trip that I fondly remember, especially around the Christmas time. Coming in at number 4, it's the Welsh Cup draw against Merthyr Town, and this was back in 2011, I think it was. Now, around about that time, Merthyr and Newport, they were given permission, or they were allowed to come in to the Welsh Cup and compete. Now, we were really excited because it added a bit of flavour to the Welsh Cup tournament, and for Barry, there's a bit of a rivalry between themselves and Merthyr, and it goes back, you know, to the 70s and 80s, and obviously into the 90s when you had the Pro Welsh Football League and then the Pro English League for the Welsh clubs that are competing in the English League. I mean, say what you want, I'm not going into the old politics of should Merthyr be in the Welsh leagues, if not. And the way they're performing right now is absolutely fantastic. I gotta give them credit, I gotta take my hat off to them. They deserve to be champions, and now they're in the Conference League North, which is kind of bizarre. I know there's a reason why, there's like more South teams in the South, but yeah, whatever. Okay, but the reason why it's in my top 5 is because of the history It's because of the fact that I'm getting a glimpse of that rivalry of what it used to be like back in the 90s and sometimes in the Southern League days when Barry were also in the English leagues. The atmosphere itself, I can just remember all of us just not having a care in the world. There was, I think, about approximately 25-30 of us who were making a lot of noise, and it was a good crowd. It was a good turn-up for the Merthyr fans as well, and it was nice to go and travel in by cars and all of us making the trip up and just add in random chants like Merthyr chips, Merthyr chips, Merthyr chips.
Merthyr chips, Merthyr chips, Merthyr chips. Merthyr chips, Merthyr chips, Merthyr chips.
Yeah, I mean, and this is, I think it was around about when I started to support Barry Town. I think this was like my second season supporting them, and I had that glimpse and opportunity to see Barry play against Merthyr. The way I remember Merthyr's Welsh Cup game, it just reminded me of a clip in The Simpsons where you see Abraham Simpson, who walks in, sees Bart, takes his hat, grabs his hat, and then comes back out. It was like a bit of a revolving door for Merthyr. We beat them 3-0. We enjoyed every single minute of it, and it was around about the time, I think, where Merthyr were having a bit of problems as well financially. I think any Merthyr Town fans that are watching, just help me out with that one. But as well, they went on to have a few more problems, but now I'm actually glad that Merthyr have got their feet firmly on the ground. I used to be so vocal about them coming into the Welsh leagues. I'd like to see them in the Welsh leagues, but if they're happy where they are, they're happy where they are, and I can't fault them. Can't say much about it. Not Merthyr Town fans. It's what's best for the club, and also it's the fans who are running it, and they're doing so well. They're doing really well, and they're looking after their club. But for that game alone, it was incredible. It was phenomenal, and we knocked out our old rivals 3-0, and we progressed on to the next round of the Welsh Cup. We went on to beat Haverfordwest, and then in our third round we competed against Newport County. I wasn't there for that one because that would have been in my top 5, but we lost 3-2 that night and we bowed out of the Welsh Cup. But again, to play against the returning Merthyr Town and Newport County in the Welsh Cup, absolutely phenomenal.
Go GT!
Coming in at number 3, it's the Welsh Cup quarterfinals against Flint Town United. Now, the 2012 and 13 season was a very challenging season because we were coming into our 100th year anniversary, and the then owner of the football club, Stuart Lovren, was just causing so many problems for the supporters committee, who at the time had made a deal with Lovren to run all football aspects of the club, so anything to do with football, in match day tickets, match day sales, and vice versa, it would all go to the supporters committee. There was a lot of acknowledgement from the FAW, so much to go through. But also it was the fact that Gavin was quote unquote fired from the club, and Gavin was like, nope, I'm sticking to managing Barry. And this season alone, we were looked at as the amateurs because the players weren't getting paid, no management was getting paid. Anything we did, it was all part of DIY football. That Welsh Cup tournament, it defined how defiant we were, how determined we were to make a difference and to reach the quarterfinals of the Welsh Cup at that time. It was absolutely incredible. But going into that game, we managed to see a football legend. We saw Ian Rush. I'll get down to him in a moment. And for us to beat Flint Town 2-0 and then progress to the semi-finals, the celebrations alone is what makes it memorable for me and why it's in my top 5 videos. I have to mention Ian Rush. Ian Rush was there to support I think it was his son or his nephew, I'm not too sure, but he was there to support one of them. And I think it was 20 minutes before the game ended, he made his way out of the stand and he made his way across. Now, take it as you will, but this is what happened. Hand on heart, this is the honest truth. I looked at the results of Liverpool and Everton's game. Everton were winning, Liverpool were losing, and obviously Flint were losing. And I just started shouting out, Ian, Ian! And obviously he wasn't looking. And I shouted at the top of my voice going, Rushy! He looks over and I just blurred out, don't worry, Everton are winning! And the entire stand just blew up with laughter. He gave me a dirty look, but I didn't care. I felt 10 feet tall that day. We managed to go on the pitch after we won. We celebrated with the players, and then I just saw Gavin being interviewed by Scorior on S4C, and my friend Jason chucks me his big Welsh flag that we celebrated with and goes, go and put it on him. So I managed to run over. The flag nearly went under my feet. I nearly tripped over, and I jumped.
It was never going to be a day today for the purist. It was never going.
On our way back, I think we found out that we were going to be playing Prestatyn, who would actually go on to win the Welsh Cup altogether, because we lost 2-1 in the semi-finals. But as much as it was painful to see us bow out of the Welsh Cup, I thought we were going to go on to win it and make history. But it was fun. That Flint Town match was absolutely memorable. Coming in at number 2, it's the win against TNS in our very first returning season of the Welsh Premier League. So we won 1-0 against TNS at Park Hall. It was our first season back in the Welsh Premier League. It was the first time I think we were going to compete in Park Hall, because the last time Barry played against TNS at their ground was in the recreation ground in Llansanfraith. And I hate TNS. There's been so many games where we've gone against TNS. I can remember the 2-2 draw against TNS, which was before COVID, where we scored in the very last second of the game. I could talk about us beating them 1-0 with George Ratcliffe in goal and Evan Press scoring the winner. TNS running rampant in the league as always. We walked into that game thinking, right, can we at least get a draw? You know, and it was going to be a difficult game, but we managed to not just get a draw, but get a win, and it felt like we won the Welsh Cup, or we felt like it was the cup final. And we celebrated after the game, and it was just, we didn't think anything of it. We just thought, oh my god, you know, we just beat TNS at their own ground. Take the 3 points away from Park Hall was just a chef kiss moment. And yeah, TNS. So my number 1 pick as my all-time favourite away trip as a Barrytown United supporter is Cliftonville away in the Europa League. That game was special. It's the first time we played in Europe since 2003. We finished 3rd that season. It was the first time in 15 years that we qualified for Europe, and it was just going to be special to take part in it regardless of the score. We had a good time in their clubhouse. Even before we even made it to the grounds, we went around a few pubs, drank a lot of Guinness, and as soon as we went into the grounds and the game kicked off, we were non-stop making noise. We had the drum, we had our voices being heard. There was 300 of us, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my friend, my best mate, Sam Lewis, with his other mate, just comes out of nowhere, and he's managed to bring with him this taxidermy fox that had no eyes, hair sticking, hay sticking out of its belly, a piece of steel wire sticking out of its paw, and we were just wondering, what the hell is this? But then 5 minutes later, we're going around the stand doing a Congo, chanting we're 4-0 down, who gives a Barrytown, and we got a fox. That alone was a highlight, and I could just remember now one of the Cliftonville supporters, just hearing him as we were passing doing the conga, going, where the did they get a fox from? And the Cliftonville fans, they were just rounding us applause. They gave us so much credit, and they were like, fair play to you lot. And afterwards as well, we managed to take the fox with us to the Crown pub, and there was a few people giving looks and coming over, and I think Russell had him most of the night. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with that fox in the end. For everyone involved, from the management, from the fans, from the community aspects of the club, it was just very special and very rewarding just to compete in Europe. So that's it, guys. That has been my top 5 away matches. I hope you really enjoyed them. If you really liked the video, please give a like. If you can share it, that would be fantastic. And please, guys, please, if you can, just a little favor, can you subscribe to my channel so I can provide you more content like this and more reaction videos and more short videos in the future? Please give me the support. If you got any away trips that you liked and would like to tell me, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me your favourite away matches. Did you like them? I've been your host truly, Deansy Boy, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care.